stunning on these hoes. I've been steady scheming, boy, my bread will never fold. Boy, we in that mode, and my neck and wrist so fools. I got the bitch, she in the field, now watch her hit the pole. Sugar daddy season, boy, we stunning on these hoes.
Hello, everyone. It's October 6th, and here's your Sugar Daddy season stream of the night. Some price action in the crypto world. As far as Sugar Daddy season, we're still up 70% since what I call a great reset. Of course, we're 98% down from the highs, but who cares about that, right? Just kidding. Obviously, we all hope to get back there eventually, but hey, we're still 70% above to, kind of where we bottomed out there, end of last month. But we are seeing some now, I'm going to be very clear. Our coin doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things right now. Like, hopefully, eventually we get there, and I'm going to talk about that later in this stream. But right now, our coin's price is pretty fucking meaningless, especially in the broader crypto world. And also, quite frankly, a small amount of money can really move our coin's price. So let's be honest there. But we are seeing some signs in the meme coin world. SPX 6900, which is probably, I'd say my two favorite meme coins that I have the most of, besides Sugar Daddy season, are SPX 6900 and Giga. And Giga is just kind of doing this thing at where it's at, just kind of basing a little bit of a $100 million mark in terms of market cap. But SPX 6900 is kind of like a 50 to 60% move over the past week. And it's call it $1.60 or so. And if it gets above $2, that's basically its kind of all-time high, and it can really move after that. But before people kind of get all excited, this is nothing. Like, no one's heard of SPX 6900 besides people in the crypto world. I didn't even know about SPX 6900 until a few months ago, okay? And I've been pretty into the crypto world. Like, I know, I've been in the meme, like, I got into the meme world, call it April, May or so last year, so that's why I knew about SPX 6900. But if I didn't get involved with memes and Sugar Daddy season, I would never have heard of SPX 6900, okay? So SPX 6900 is making this move just with kind of meme world energy, and Ethereum kind of making the move too. So we're nowhere near. We're first inning of all this stuff, but it's like this. The top meme is finally showing some real movement compared to the underlying asset, and that's really, really bullish, especially because no one cares. I don't think the general public will even notice SPX 6900 until it's at least $5 to $10, and that's when people will start to really get into memes. And what I like about SPX 6900 more than anything is that it's everything I like about meme coins. If first of all, their leader he's kind of like a me, but like with a really cool, first of all, like way more well known than me. But he's out there streaming, he's out there talking, he really believes in the asset. He's really smart. He puts out it's not just this people like bidding up some random dog coin, okay? Like, there's a face and like a reason and a real like charismatic leader to push this coin. And I think as people like gravitate to him and gravitate to the like and see the coin move, like, this is kind of what I'm talking about, where these coins become kind of movements. And I don't think it's the sort of situation where it's only going to be just one. Like, even if SPX 6900 is the coin of the cycle, and I think it could be. I think it could be the biggest meme coin of this cycle, for sure. For sure. I think it could be bigger than Dogecoin. Like, Dogecoin went up to $80 billion at one point. It's still at least like half that. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Dogecoin because it's just a dog. And I'm definitely not paying attention to Shiba Inu because it's a poser dog. Fuck a poser dog. I'm sorry. Like, I used to try to be nice about it, and it's cool. Like, I understand some people own it, and I'm not hating on anyone that owns it, but we all know it's a poser dog. We are past poser dogs for the meme coin world, and SPX 6900 will lead the way. And I think it's the sort of situation where we end up with about half a dozen mega meme coins, and they're not necessarily like against each other, because they're all kind of the same thing. They're all movements with a little little different zest to them. Like SPX 6900 is pure belief, pure like, fuck the establishment type vibes, which most meme coins kind of have. But you take like a Giga where it's pure fitness, pure testosterone. That's a little bit different than SPX 6900, but it also still has fuck the establishment kind of vibes. And then you have Sugar Daddy season where we're just this nihilistic optimist and supporting the meme coin, universe in general. The Sugar Daddies and meme coins, kind of like the happy rich guy that's just like rooting it for it all to go along and giving a nice little spank in the ass and a tip. Be like, come on, God, come on, let's go. And, watching it all dance in the corner and having a good time. That's Sugar Daddy season. There's a role for us here. And that's what I'm mainly going to talk about tonight. Is knowing our place. And knowing the place, and knowing our place in the cycle, knowing our place in the community, just knowing our place in general. Because I feel like a lot of life and living is knowing your place. If you try to fly too close to the sun, you get burned. If you just have to kind of know your place in the world, and you'll just be more successful. And that's something I think religious people get, is they know their place. They know they're not above God. There is something above them, and it grounds them. And they generally do pretty damn well in life because of it. Let's be honest. Like, religious people are more grounded because they believe in a higher power. And because they believe in a higher power, they kind of know their place in the world. They know they're one of 7 billion, and there's all these other planets, and that in the grand scheme of things, they know their place. And I'm not trying to be like super like psychological or whatever about this, but I'm just saying, like, we all kind of understand as human beings the importance of knowing our place to be like a happy, healthy, functioning person, right? Like, we all understand, like, if we try to be too much, or it doesn't go well. But there is a place for all of us, right? We all have our unique, like, every person matters to someone somehow, even if it's the most small thing. Like, you could have like no family, but you're working at a coffee shop, but there's some person that likes you at the coffee shop. Okay, you make that like cappuccino well for that one guy. You get what I'm saying? Everyone has a place in the world, and we all just must enjoy it. But taking further from that, we all have a place in the crypto community, and we all must understand that the cycle itself has a place. And there's some cycles in assets where it's like less important to understand the cycle, because it's just kind of like it does what it does, and it's all about the technology and the profits or whatever it is, or the demand for the asset or the good if it's a commodity. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's some things where it's just kind of like the basic boring shit takes over, but that's not going to be the case in crypto. It's not, because crypto is always about FOMO. It always has been. Even at the point, like, there's no way to evaluate Bitcoin, 2 trillion. There's no way to value Ethereum or Solana, okay? Like, Ethereum, I don't know, it's like $500 billion or whatever. There's no, like, discounted cash flow for Ethereum, okay? That's how all of these things work. There's no, like, it's all just based on what other people are going to pay for it. And yes, like, you need Ethereum to transact on Ethereum, and Sol to transact on Solana, but that's not how. There isn't like a discounted cash flow like there is with a stock. There isn't a pure, it's more like a commodity where there's just demand and supply, but the supply is fixed for crypto. It's not like corn, where it's like, oh, there's this big corn bust or a big corn crop or whatever, or people stopped eating corn. It's not like that with crypto. It's just pure FOMO mixed with some use, but there's no real understanding of why these things are worth this point. And that bothers the boomers and the deep value people. But you know what? They kind of have been sucking for like 30 plus years. They still don't understand why their Circuit City stock's not worth anything, okay? Like, fuck those guys. Like fuck I'm not gonna say fuck Warren Buffett, because he's like obviously a way smarter investor than me, but like, fuck the people that idolize him in terms of trying to make their investments when it comes to crypto, okay? You can't think like Buffett and invest in crypto. It just does not work. It doesn't work. Okay, so those people can go do their thing, and we'll do our thing. But with crypto, there is cycles. That's just the way it is because it's all based on human emotions. And meme coins, which are human emotions to like the 20th power, because we all know it's just FOMO, and we all know it's community, right? We're under no. We're not like, oh my God, the technology or some other bullshit we tell ourselves. We're not like, oh, XRP is the new standard or whatever bullshit, the XRP enthusiasts like to say. We all know this is about community and FOMO and all that and brands, okay? And the way these things work is at some point it hits mainstream. And when it hits mainstream, it goes insane. But we're nowhere near mainstream yet. We are in the beginnings of the move. So you either believe in it still or you don't. And if you're watching a broadcast about meme coins, I wonder why you're wasting your time watching me unless you kind of believe in these things might work. Now, to be fair, this broadcast is going to get a hell of a lot more entertaining very soon. Okay? I've got this new house with a fucking bowling alley and a creepy library and all sorts of crazy fucking shit. And I'm going to start broadcasting from there probably sometime next week. Not every show, but some shows, just for shits and giggles. And we're going to aim to be entertaining at the very least. And that's where we talk about Sugar Daddy Season's place and my place. Obviously, we are no SPX 6900. We are no Giga. We are a nothing coin. There's very few people that know about us. But we are going to prove our role in the meme coin community. We are going to do a very fun and informative stream to get people enthused about meme coins. We are going to provide value through our website. We are going to get meme coins mainstream through a documentary. So we're going to earn our role as the sugar daddies of the meme coin world. We're going to prove ourselves. And in that sense, we will be a community that is worth something. We're not going to just try to be like, copy SPX 6900, be like, oh yeah, we're kind of like that too. No, we respect they were here first. We respect their ideals. We love them. We support them. And we will support them in our unique way. And we will support other meme coins. And we will kind of have this, we are not just a pure belief asset like SPX 6900. I like to call us a mixed belief asset, an MBA. If SPX 6900 is pure belief, a PBA, we are an MBA. We're kind of like Giga, where they're having their own clothing line and stuff like that. Like Sugar Daddy Season, we're going to have special Sugar Daddy Season members only parts of the website and stuff like that. We're more of like a mixed belief assets. Like there is going to be some utility to the coin. It's not just a pure belief in like Sugar Daddy Season and meme coins, although that's part of it. And I can even see in the future where like once all this shit works, you're going to see like the mainstream media be like MBAs versus MBAs. Like if you bought this mixed belief asset of a meme coin versus getting an MBA from Harvard, like what is your rate of return? And all that bullshit, right? Like I can already see it happening. But hopefully it does happen. But it comes to coming to an ordinary place, like we know that we're the newcomers with Sugar Daddy Season. We know we need to prove ourselves. We know we need to do something special so that the coin deserves to go up in value eventually. And we have a roadmap for that with what we're doing, and we'll see if it happens. But the way these other coins are acting with like SPX 6900 showing some bounce to it, it's showing that things are kind of going the way they need to go. Like Sugar Daddy Season is not going to be this massive coin this month or even really next month probably. We have to work our way up there. And it has to be in the context of meme coins booming in general. And we're just starting to see the boom, like a little tiny nugget of it. It's just a tiny nugget of it with this SPX 6900 move. And this brings up to where we are knowing our role. What is my role? My role is to be entertaining and informative. Not financial advice, obviously. We're talking about meme coin collecting. You can only take it so seriously, but our role is to be like evangelizers of meme coins and be fun, informative, and funny about it. What is your role as a viewer? Well, if you're owning some meme coins, your role really is to kind of stay in the game and to know what you're doing. To not be emotional about it. Not be emotional about the asset. Be emotional about your enthusiasm, because these are emotional assets, right? There's a difference between understanding that this type of asset hits you in the feels because it's supposed to hit you in the feels. It's a FOMO asset. It's about community. It should hit you in the feels. But there's a difference between, hey, this thing hits me in the feels, I care about it, versus I'm going to make decisions because this thing went up or down 5% a day or 10% a day, okay? There's a difference between making an emotional decision based on a price versus I like this coin in this community because it hits me in the feels. See, that's why SPX 6900 tells people don't look at a chart. Don't. Just get involved. Feel the community. Feel the vibes. Believe. That's healthy, actually. Because if you look at it entirely based on it's up, because obviously I understand people are gonna have to sell sometimes before they want to sell because they just need money, right? That's just fine. I get that. Happens, right? You don't want to you don't want to get too much into meme coins more than you can afford, and then you get scared out because then you don't know your place. Like if your place in meme coins is I'm gonna have a tiny amount of money and I'm gonna enjoy it, that's fine. You understand your place. Because here's what markets do. Because even though meme coins are not a security, they're not really even considered an investment. They're basically like baseball cards. They're still an asset. And they're an emotional asset. And an emotional asset, it fucks with you. You need to understand this. The price is going to fuck with people. So what's going to happen, in my guess, complete guess, is right now, again, we have this little teeny tiny moves up, whatever. Who cares? First inning, second inning, who cares? At some point, we'll have a big, not a big, but a sizable move up. Let's just say SPX 6900 gets to $5. Everyone's going to freak the fuck out. Oh my God, and people will sell, and it might go back down to $3. I'm just guessing. These are just made up numbers, to be clear. My guess is there will be an up move, and then there will be a sharp down move. And I'm not going to try to time it, by the way. I'm not going to try to time that down move and sell and buy it back. You know why? Because the up move after it is going to be so goddamn vicious. Because that's called the final bear shakeout, okay? And that brings me back to my remember the webcast I talked about buying Bitcoin in 2016 or whatever? And I bought it at $500, but I sold most of it at $3,000 or whatever it was. Nowhere near $17,000, nowhere near even $10,000 average price. Okay? Because that's what you do if you're one of the guys that buys early, like now, writes it up, sells it, after it makes a big move and it goes down a little bit, and then you're out, and then it hits mainstream public, and then you're like, oh shit. You do not want to do that. That's why you must know your place as a meme coin investor and enjoy the ride. It is far better to enjoy the ride on a small amount of money and make a little bit less, if it all works, but actually ride it all the way up versus put too much in there. You make some money, you're excited, and then you panic sell it all, after the kind of during that shake move. So again, we all must know our role. What is our role at Sugar Daddy season? Our role is to be the sugar daddies of meme coins and to prove that we can do that by being entertaining and espousing and explaining why these meme coins have value and they're not just dogs. They're not just stupid dogs or cats and poser coins. Okay? SPX 6900 proves that. SPX 6900 is no poser coin. It is real. It is true. They believe in it. Their leader is charismatic and makes sense. That's SPX 6900 is exactly why I am involved in meme coins. And I didn't even know about SPX 1600 when I got into this stuff. But then I'm like, oh shit, this guy gets it. This guy's been here out here fighting. And I'm like, this is why I'm staying. It's not to I'm not going to try to replace them or be a poser. I'm going to support them. There's a difference. There's a difference. And just like I support them, I support Giga. Even though Giga's down 90% from its all-time high still, I still support him, and I think it's going to go back up there and even more. And we will prove to be nihilistically optimistic about meme coins, to support other meme coins, and that is how we will achieve our place. are placed among the meme coins. And my guess is there ends up being about 6 to 8 meme coins. Something like that. Maybe 10, maybe 4. I don't know. But there'll be like 6 to 8 or so that really fucking go. And I think SPX 6900, Giga, hopefully Sugar Daddy season. And maybe a few others. I don't know. I'm going to have that Sugar Daddy season .sol address that has some others. Like I bought Uranus, which is a joke. And I don't know. I can see it happening. Because look at Quan. He's just laughing, right? That's why I'm like, I can't. I'm not saying I believe in Uranus that much, but come on. I believe in Uranus. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, okay? It could work. It may not work. I don't know, but I can see it happening. There's this troll coin. I got some. I'll talk about it more. That's the one I bought when I was in the hospital. It's okay. I like it some. I think there's some real enthusiasm, and there's like I like the nihilistic jackass that I think speaks to people. There's Housecoin, which kind of sucks, but we'll see. I'm still giving it a chance. Like it was like, I mean, that shit's like at an $8 million market cap. It's just really, really cheap. Who knows? It might work. But in terms of like the ones I really believe in are SPX 6900 and Giga, and then following with that, it's like, but like I'm just saying, it's like we don't know yet which ones will really take off, and that's why I know one fucking stupid coin like Uranus is gonna go, okay? Because you have the like SPX 1600, which is all like pure belief, like that's its role. You have Giga, which is this like mixed belief, like testosterone, that's its role. There's going to be the stupid jackass one. There's going to be some fucking just like retardedly funny, if I can use that word. Sorry if I offended anyone, I didn't need to, but that's like Uranus or something like it. Something like that will be the third coin, and we are trying to be in there too. As we support all of these things. We are that dude, the 60-year-old dude at the strip club just fucking having a time throwing money, doing that, not giving a shit, and not trying to take home those girls. Because we're smart enough to not do that. We know these hoes don't have any fucking, their souls are gone. Anyways, we're just having a fun time and we're supporting everyone, okay? All right? Okay? And and that's what Sugar Daddy season is all about.
Just trying to help the girls get through college. That's what it is.
I'm not even talking about that, okay? We're not even talking about that. We're supporting the other meme coins. We're the fun Sugar Daddy in the corner, helping us all go along. Kind of like giving Uranus a pat in the ass, giving SPX 6900 a pat in the ass, giving Giga a pat in the ass. We're giving everyone a nice little pat in the ass and some money and a little fun time. We're that guy. We're that guy. We're the we're the center of attention. We're not the center of attention per se, but we're the fun guy that gives a little pep up, little pep to everyone. That's our role. And that's a real role. And I believe we can do that role. But here's the thing. The meme coins all must move first. We must establish ourselves. This is not going to happen overnight. So knowing our role means to respect nature, to respect the cycle, and to respect what we do, and to just take our time and ship. And kind of get shit done, and not try to force it too soon. And bit by bit, we will get there, and the meme coin boom will get there. We're still in very much the first inning of this whole thing, but you know what? We're finally seeing a little bit of like August, like those like SPX 6900 and Giga, they all kind of washed out. And like I said, September was going to be a nothing. Like it's the month after the washout, and now we're starting to see a little bit of Momo in the positive direction, at least with SPX 1600, and we'll see how this goes. But it's going to take a few months, and I continue to say I do not believe we are going to start seeing the real velocity until the summer of next year. So our role is to stay in the game, stay in this thing through the summer of next year. And everything is still where it's at in the summer of next year. I'm probably good chance I'm wrong, but we have to stay in this thing through the summer of next year. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep trudging, and we can't kind of run out of energy or run out of we can't try to go too fast, too soon. It's not our time. It's not our place to do so. But things are quietly encouraging, and we should be happy, but we shouldn't shoot our shot too much too quick. Do we got any questions, Quan? Are we good?
Just our boy Crypto Savvy saying what's up. Everybody knows their role, but that's it. We're all destined for different things. Sugar Daddy season to the moon.
That's right. We all are just different for different things, and that's fine. That's great. That's the way the world works. That's the way things are destined to be. And we're going to have another stream tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, kind of going back to the usual time. And we'll talk then.